Hey guys, sorry for not getting a Thoughts Out video sooner. When I got back from BronyCon after being stuck in a airport for 6 hours, which was not pleasant, I think I got con crud. And I was going to have something out for you guys on Ant-Man, but things happened at BronyCon. Apparently the theater was not open, so couldn't go see it. I did get to see Ant-Man, though, so that's good. I'll have a vlog out on that hopefully sometime soon. But what I want to talk about is something that I just recently saw. And I did not think that I'd have much to say on this, but I surprisingly do. I saw the Fantastic Four movie that just came out recently, and I'm here to talk about why the Fantastic Four series just does not connect, and why the 2015 movie was anything but fantastic. Let's take a look. Greetings, every peoples. This is your cult of personality, ToonKriticY2K's name and tunes are the name of my game, the Fantastic Four 2015 movie. You know, when I first heard about this, I was initially skeptical towards it. It's not part of the MCU, so there's really no damage done. But I then saw the trailer for it, and was very immediately worried. I went from optimistic to worried. That's not a good sign with me. It has a lot of red flags all over it. Just from the look of it, just from the casting of it, I just took one look at the people they cast and thought, I don't see these as superheroes. But what really surprised me was, I found it funny first off that they've had to put a review embargo on it just so people would not see how bad it was. They knew it was bad, but it looked like they couldn't do anything about it. But no, what really surprised me was seeing the Rotten Tomatoes score, which is less than 10%. Damn. And then I looked at the box office. It's barely made back its own budget. Double damn. So why didn't it work? Well, let me see if I can break it down. This is the third time that Fantastic Four has tried to make a name for itself with a movie. Roger Corman tried it, the 2005 series and its sequel tried it, and now this movie is trying it. And all three times have not worked. Granted, the 2005 version had a bit of a financial success, but not so much with the reviews. But then again, I guess, with the financial stuff, ignoring the reviews, you can still be successful. Just look at the Transformers series. We're still getting more of those. But the 2015 Fantastic Four movie. Let's break it down. What didn't work? Why aren't people caring? Why is it that Fantastic Four just is not connecting with people? Well, let's start with the characters. Let's start with, the characters. Reed Richards. Let's start off with him, Mr. Fantastic. The person that they cast for Mr. Richards does not look like a superhero. He looks like a little teenager. He looks like if The Fault in Our Stars decided to try and become a superhero. Not working. Not connecting. Don't see you as a superhero, sir. And we have Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman. Yeah, I'll say this. With Reed, you have the right personality, but not connecting. You know what I mean? You have the right personality and the right look, but yet that doesn't work. And then you have Susan Storm, who has the right personality, right character, also does not work because they seem... No, wait, hang on. I'll get to that in a second. You have Michael B. Jordan, who is the Human Torch, who's supposed to be, the funky, oh, hey, I'm the comic relief. I'm the snazzy, sarcastic, snippy, witty, fiery dude. Not quite. Not really feeling it here, buddy. And then you have Ben Grimm, who is the Thing, who is supposed to be funny, and is not. I'll circle back to this and say that the characters are devoid of any real personality or chemistry or dynamic between them, and with a movie that's supposed to be about four people and how a superhero team is supposed to work, it's supposed to be interesting. It is supposed to be funny. Did they mix up something when it came to the next Marvel movies? Did they look at Ultron and the Fantastic Four and say, okay, here in the comics, Ultron is supposed to be super serious and devoid of any personality. He's supposed to be cold, cunning, and Fantastic Four is supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be full of charm. They're supposed to be full of, what makes a great superhero series. Did we just flip those around? Because Ultron's the one getting the witty one-liners here. And the Fantastic Four is not getting any of that. it is really sad to see, because I think it's the fact that the acting is not convincing. I don't believe that these four are superheroes. I don't believe that these four are the Fantastic Four. When I look at the Fantastic Four, I see the 2005 movie. That looks like the Fantastic Four. That feels like the Fantastic Four. That looks like it. Not a good story, but at least, you're looking and playing the part. In this, you're playing the part, but you're not doing it in the right way. It feels like you're pretending to be it. It's kind of like the Superman Returns effect, where you have people playing those characters, but you see you see the actors and not the characters behind it. You see those actors playing dress-up. You see them cosplaying as it and doing their best to try to be it. So with the characters, that's already your first problem, since you're dealing with them. And you got Doctor Doom. What the heck is up with Doctor Doom? That's not a supervillain to me. I mean, it kind of looks like him, but it's not. But it's not Doctor Doom. Just it doesn't feel right seeing him like that. So we got the characters out of the way. The story structure. The story is the thing that I have a problem with too. The pacing is all over the place. It goes from when they were kids, then they're teenage/adults, it's a little ambiguous. And then we got, now they have superpowers. Oh god, what are we going to do about 1 year later? What? What do you mean 1 year later? What's going on here? Now all of a sudden they're working for the military? Now they're doing this and that? Well, what's going on with Reed? Okay, you want to squeeze as much as you can into this, hoping that the sequel will hopefully work? No, there isn't going to be a sequel, is there? Not going to work, buddy. But the story structure makes it go all over the place. There's a lot of plot holes in it. There's a lot of things that I'd like to nitpick about it. There's a lot of really stupid stuff that I feel that happens in it. Too much so for me to actually go over in this. But I will say that the story for this has me confused. The story does not feel like a superhero movie. I'm not going to call this a superhero movie. This doesn't even feel like a Marvel movie. I mean, I know it's not by like the same MCU team. It's made by Fox. Fox did, X-Men. The X-Men, they made it feel like a real superhero series. Whatever the heck this is not a superhero movie. It's not even a Marvel movie. I can't even call it that. This feels like a generic sci-fi movie that was made like back in the 2000s. Granted, the CGI for the thing looks like it's from the PS2 era, but when I look at this, I don't see a superhero movie. I just see some generic sci-fi movie. I see characters trying to be like superheroes, and it's not working. And when you have like the catchphrase, "Oh, flame on," or "It's clobbering time," I'm like, you threw that in there just to try to make us care, right? Because I don't with this movie. And that brings us to the reboot effect. The big mistake that this movie made was trying to make it not a superhero movie. This is the Fantastic Four. This is Marvel's first ever family of superheroes. There's color to them. There's excitement to them. There's a really cool dynamic with all four of these. And you screwed that up by not making it a superhero movie. It's some sci-fi movie that feels like if you looked at the trailer, it should have just been a trailer. The trailer is better than the movie, and that's really saying something. But the fact that it's all so gritty and realistic, it feels like DC made this movie. And DC is all about, we don't need humor in our movies, we can be all dark and serious. That's why DC is not doing well right now, and that's why I like Marvel better. But the reboot effect of this, trying to tell an origin story, trying to redo all this by making it all super gritty and realistic, and failing to realize that you don't need to do that with the Fantastic Four. Failing to realize that the reason people don't care about this movie is because you don't care. It feels like there was barely any research done into this. It feels like the writers behind this didn't really know what they were working with, so they shipped this out and thought, hey, it's in name, people will recognize it. The box office and reviews should really speak volumes about this movie, and they do. Just reading the very first ones on Rotten Tomatoes warned me of how bad this is going to be, but I the optimistic kind, thought I would see it, and maybe it might not be any different. Well, I got news for you. It actually wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be. Really, the reviews that I've read made this out to be one of the worst movies they've ever seen. Speaking from somebody who's seen movies like Birdemic or Jack Frost 2: Revenge of the Killer Snowman, or Jack and Jill, or Blended, or all these other horrible movies. This movie, to me, is just a mediocre train wreck. And you'd think a train wreck wouldn't be mediocre, but it is. It goes to a stop, it just flops over, and you just have to stare at it just like... and you just walk away. That's what you do with this. You just walk away. And the only thing that I really feel about this at the end is that I can be angry about it. The one thing I'm angry about, I'm a little bit angry and disappointed over the fact that I didn't really get that angry over this movie. And I'm trying to get angry about it, but it feels a little forced. It doesn't feel organic or natural that I'm getting upset about this movie. I'm upset that all this amounted to was just some generic, mediocre sci-fi movie from the 2000s that does not amount to anything now, and it makes me want to go back to the 2005 series and give it another try. Which, funnily enough, I did, and it doesn't work. So, why does it not connect? Because we don't care. We do not care about the Fantastic Four. As a movie series, as a comic book series, we don't care. And the fact that this movie put little to no effort into it, the fact that this movie is devoid of any real fun, color, or personality, the fact that this is a gritty reboot of a superhero series that did not need a reboot, or especially a gritty reboot in the first place, all that amounts to this movie's one biggest crime of being boring, of being uninspired, of being unimpressive, of being boring, of being bland, of being nothing like a superhero movie, of being a cheap imitation of what the Fantastic Four is supposed to be. And you know, people are going to forget about this movie. People are going to forget that it ever existed. Give it a few years. You'll see it pop up on a few lists somewhere as flops. It failed. That people do not care about Fantastic Four. The same way people do not care about Green Lantern. The same way that... No, I'm not going to say that. It's unfortunate. Because I did give this movie a fair chance. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give this movie a fair chance to see whether it was really as bad as people were making it out to be. And it's not. I'm disappointed in that regard. But I'm disappointed mostly on all this movie's wasted potential, what it could have been, but even then when I think of what it could have been, would it have been any better? Maybe by a little bit. But overall, this movie, as I've described, is a train wreck that just comes to a stop, flops over, and that's it. It leaves no lasting impact, people do not care, and people probably never will care about a Fantastic Four movie ever again. So, yeah, that was that. That was my thoughts on the Fantastic Four movie and why people just do not care. Maybe there's a deeper reason to that. Maybe you guys can come up with a reason as to why you think the movie why you don't care about Fantastic Four. Why is it not working? Why is it not connecting? I'll leave that up for you guys in the comments. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys. Oh yeah, Twitter, Patreon, Tumblr, all that good stuff. Am I forgetting anything? No, I'm not. Okay. All that good stuff. With that being said, I'm the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your entertainment. Stay awesome, and have a great day.